Tanukikoji again. I think I lost my footage for some reason. GoPro sometimes has this glitch. At least this one. Sometimes you think you're recording, but you're not. This time I think I'm recording. What I was saying. Yeah, so I saw a group of Chinese tourists arriving on a tour bus, and the guide, a woman, was speaking to them in Chinese with a Japanese accent. That made me recall I saw a whole bunch of very smartly dressed, definitely some sort of diplomatic or trade delegation out of mainland China, People's Republic, at the Nakajima Park yesterday in the afternoon. And they were apparently staying at one of the large conference hotels right next to the park, either the Nakajima Park Hotel itself or the Premier Hotel. And it was definitely about some sort of trade negotiations or something, which kind of got me thinking about this whole current China-Japan situation. So about a week ago, basically the situation is quite tense, and about a week ago it got even more tense. A Japanese schoolboy, 10 or 11 years old, was attacked in Shenzhen, next to Hong Kong. Shenzhen is home to, or it used to be, it still is, to some extent, home to many Japanese and international companies in China. And there's a lot of Japanese managers, executives, advisors in Shenzhen with their families. So obviously they have their schools, which do operate officially, but to the great chagrin of the nationalist folk in China. So when the boy got stabbed, that caused quite a stir here in Japan. Because I think it still is quite a salient topic on the news. And then about 2 or 3 days ago, now 3 days, the Japan's Maritime Self-Defense Force sent a destroyer through the Taiwan Strait for the first time, it seems. That's following the German one a couple of weeks ago. So I think the fact that it's a Japanese one kind of a stronger message than German, because Germany is far away and Japan is right here, and arguably one of the most capable navies. Even though it's just called Self-Defense Force, they have some pretty high quality kit, like these little quote-unquote helicopter carriers, helicopter destroyers, multi-purpose helicopter destroyers, Izumo class, in disguise. Back in the day, I thought it was pretty interesting, clever idea for the self-defense force to kind of sneak these amphibious assault vessels, ships actually, through the Diet, the Japanese parliament, because multi-purpose helicopter destroyer kind of sounds very utilitarian, almost like humanitarian mission rather than a fully fledged aircraft carrier. And then it turned out, oh, they're actually also capable of taking the jump jets. Looks like the battery quality still also has an effect on the camera performance. This battery somehow it stops recording at some point, and I'm talking without realizing that. Because basically I use the camera as a kind of a microphone. That's for all this heavy breathing and all. Apato. So in Japan there's many apartment rental agencies. Many. Literally every major intersection there will be an apartment rental agency. Most apartments are usually kind of like investment properties. They're owned by somebody but managed by a company. People sign for very long-term open-ended contracts, so it's a standard form. You don't have to renegotiate every year. Of course, there are also apartment buildings that are kind of wholly owned, or rather managed by the management company, owned by some private equity fund maybe, or a bank or something like that. REITs. In that sense, they are a little bit like what used to be common and now is increasingly less common in Canada, like in Vancouver, BC. Now those fully rental apartment buildings kind of hard to come by, and occupancy rates are very high, like 99%. Why? Because they tend to be more reasonable than the rent by individual owners. So, but in Japan, it's a fairly large market, so you can still rent quite cheaply, or affordably, or reasonably at least, for usually for longer periods. I think the shortest they usually offer is 2 years. Parco. That's a shopping mall, which I haven't been in. the whole day in Odori today. Various errands. I think I already commented on this gold gym they have in Odori. Of Arnold Schwarzenegger fame. Obviously he wasn't training at this one, maybe at the original one in Venice Bay, was it? And now it's a franchise. Everything is a franchise now. Franchise or die. Have a couple more meetings today. One of them is just by the Sapporo station. There's a bunch of office towers. So the tram, I took one yesterday from way down south, so it was kind of fun ride. Quite slow. I think the older ones are slower than the new ones, but it was fun nevertheless. You can use the card, the Passmo card or what have you on the trams as well. Makes life easier. And interestingly, some people actually work on Saturdays from their offices as well. So some of the meetings got rescheduled for Saturday morning, which is not too bad. Although, yeah, it's not too bad. Although I'm kind of already on holiday by then. Basically the official part is over, and from today, from this afternoon, I'm basically just vacationing, sort of. It's the food fest. I think it's Maruyama Park or Odori Park. Not too sure. I wonder if the streets become quite slippery. Probably do. It was quite slippery in December. But I was only here for literally a couple of days, a few days, so you didn't get to spend much time. So maybe next visit will be a bit longer and try to arrange that, and it will be more into the winter time, and I think I'll try to schedule it around the weekend, to do a weekend, to get out into the mountains on the train, to see the mountains in the snow. That would be interesting. And Sapporo, the big ass block. Alright, I think my building is somewhere here. I'll stop the camera. Beautiful skies tonight. 5 p.m. Sapporo, Odori. Not sure if the sensor is gonna catch this, but the sky is quite beautiful. There are many tower clocks, not just on the towers, literally on a just on regular office building. They have pretty imposing clocks here and also there as well. So it looks like kind of a traditional thing, cultural thing in Japan. Just want to take this opportunity to look at the Sapporo TV Tower while I am not sprinting on any agenda items. Really nice here. I can understand why people are flocking here. There's something about this open space and the evening light coming down. There's a relief. Do I have to rush anywhere? And just hang around slowly. Chill. Evening, around 7 o'clock in the evening at Susukino. I'm just heading to the new hotel and wanted to stop by here. This is the ramen alley, which I tried filming I think last time. And this is one of the little joints that I've been to, and it's quite popular, I think, this lineup. And while I was walking, the camera settings got a bit messed up in the pocket, because I don't use normally the screen lock, because that slows me down. Anyway, with the new settings, I'm hoping the strobing lights will go away a little bit, and the high contrast lighting in the dark conditions might be captured a little bit better. Not sure, we'll see how that goes. But basically, if that works, you might be able to see all these posters, signs, and all lights, LED lights, because that's what has not been working very well with this camera so far. Basically, most of the, actually all of the low light or high contrast light footage is kind of garbage. Already been here. This part of the city doesn't really seem to ever sleep. Not sure if it can be called the Sin City, this part. Not even sure it's a proper red light district. Maybe it is. Well, let's just call it the entertainment district. Sapporo probably has the only weather in Asia where you can actually enjoy drinking outside for most of the year, much of the year, except the coldest times in winter. Let's check out this little bar here. Cha-cha-cha. Hole in the wall. Susukino concierge. So literally every building in Susukino has about a dozen or so, maybe more, bars. Of various kinds. What the heck is this? Club the Stinger. Whatever that means.